Now I will talk about what happened to me last year. And to talk about this is really not easy for me. So, again, stay patient with me if you are interested. And maybe I have to pause the video if I'm getting too emotional, or maybe I need some time to find the exact the words, or to remind me exactly. So, on October the 1st, I experienced that a blade exploded between my hands, and I've done nothing. I just hold it between my hands and smiled. I was very happy around that time. And and it was a black plate out of glass, out of my childhood. I had just one of these plates. It reminded me on a set my mother had, a set of dishes. So, and I was very careful, and with all my glass, I was cleansing the dishes. So in my kitchen I have a really big kitchen sink, and this was full of bowls of glass and all of glass. I wanted to clean my glasses and so I hold this plate between my hands and thought about someone and smiled. So I just felt joy and love, and then everything happened in slow motion. In this moment, I had a vision. So 30 seconds before, I've seen everything, and then I laughed about it and thought, no, why should that happen? This plate is safe between my hands. And still smiling. And my spirit guides told me one day before that tomorrow, so this day, I will experience this attack. It was orchestrated from my spirit guides that it came on this point to me because it was sent to me long before, around June, I think, and this was October the 1st, 3:30 in the night. I was awake in the night and want to clean my dishes. I was since 1 month awake at night because I was undergoing different kind of attacks during my Kundalini process that I'm in since August 2022. And it's really, really a rough process. I experience it really fast, for my opinion. But that's another story. So there is a phase during Kundalini awakening where you can experience astral attacks, and so I was within this series, and I will speak about this in another video. Maybe this need some time. And so a day before, they told me tomorrow, and I've waited before this has been. I've waited for that since June, and I was afraid to go outside, and until they told me no, that will not happen in the outside. It will happen at your home. And yeah, they orchestrated it to happen on this day. And yeah, one day before I got that message tomorrow, and in the moment I had this vision 30 seconds before. I've seen everything what happens in this, what wants to happen in this moment. And then I smiled and thought, no, why? Everything is safe between my hands. And then my spirit guides spoke to me and said that what's now happens has to happen, and everything is all right, and you are all right. Everything is okay. That was what now happens has to happen. And then I still had this blade between my hands and smiled, and the blade fell. I still had my hands close, and there was no, it felt not deep, because this sink was full of bowls, and it just dropped one of the bowls and exploded in all directions, and nothing else got broken, nothing, just this plate. And in the moment that happened, there was a shield around me and all my spirit guides, and in this magic has been evolved a black magician, but there was one who protected me too. So there were all my spirit guides protecting me, and I myself protected me. And the interesting or the curious thing on this attack was that all the shards attacked me to my veins, just to my more to my veins, and very difficult places on my body, so that I have to do to get them out. It's now 4 months ago, and I have still some of these shards in me, and so my big kitchen sink protected me, because the most was inside of it, and just the glass of this plate, nothing else got broken, and this plate broke in more than 1,000 pieces, I don't know, and there were some really big shards, and it was really a blessing in disguise, and I was so much protected, because there could have happened something else, and it was in the night, so I was alone. And then the first thing I've done after the attack, I've laughed about it and couldn't see the seriousness, and that was part of this attack. I have 2 cats living with me, and I just want to go away and say, I do that tomorrow. And then I got awake again and thought, what is this? What is happening here? And in this night that I didn't realize the whole, that came step by step. So I can show you that the rest. My hands were attacked fully, but that I've done in the first week. I freed my hands and healed my hands, and I have really, really good regeneration or healing crafts. Yeah, so I heal really fast, but there are still glass inside. It's 4 months ago, and I had to do every night with that. The first month I was again every night awake, and because sometimes I had to work on the days, and then I had to treat my wounds in the night. They won't that get out of me. And in the second night, I had out 50 shards, and after that I stopped counting because there were so many, and they hit me in areas I need to work. And how I said, I felt a wish, I felt the intentions, I've seen it, my spirit guides told it, and I've seen the ones who've done that, and yeah, I had shards in my feet, in the veins, then I had shards, one I had here and one I had here, and then they tried to attack me here. It's a really sensitive area, and but I smiled, and they stuck here and here, and yeah, and then I had a really difficult wound that was this one that get 1 month later got affected a bit because there was one shard to the bone, and yeah, that was difficult for me to get out. I had to go deep. And what I've recognized is all those shards have barbs, and they are not easy to get out, and I treat myself since the age of 15, so I've done this all by myself. I don't like to go in hospital if I don't visit someone there, and I try to stay out there. And I've experienced glass in my flesh, not the first time, but this is a really another kind of experience. I've never experienced something like that. All the shards getting broken, I can't get out them, and then all the negative thoughts that come up with this, and that's not from me, that's really in these shards, and so it's difficult to speak about it. That's what I've recognized, and yeah. Although I was protected, why did I get affected that much? That was a question I asked myself in between the times I threatened my wounds, and I didn't ask that question my spirit guides because I knew the answer. And at first, I have to say, nothing of my face was wounded. There were just these 2 shards in my eyes, but there were no wounds. Yeah? And I had not to stop my work, so I could go to work. I hadn't to go to hospital, and that have been those wishes. There was a death wish. I felt that, and I get frightened about it, and like my spirit guides were shocked too about this. And yeah, but I haven't been in hospital, and I didn't stop my work, so everything was all right. It was just a bit annoying in between to get to treat my wounds. And a reason for that is, it was how it felt. The main intention from the main character was the death wish, and so it had a strong intensity. It must been something like voodoo. They have a voodoo doll from me, and they have a hair from me, and don't know what else they've collected from me. But all that doesn't matter. It's just a karmic story, and it's for clearing the karmic stuff from the past. And for that, this had to happen to me in this so strong as it was, because I've learned so much from every little shard and from the whole experience, and with that I've cleared out all my past life karma. So told my spirit guides. And another thing is, hadn't it hit me that hard, it was a really strong energy. It would have get reflected back in its full intensity, and maybe someone else would have been hit with this energy. And so that's a reason, because I've prayed for my karmics a long time, and after I heard that intention, I couldn't believe it, and then I prayed more, and I've stopped praying for my karmics in the time I cared for my wounds, because this was hard for me. But I started praying again for them, and I don't wish something like that to anyone, to nobody. I wish something like that. Yeah.